Hello and welcome to another World Service, number 11. This service is a bit meditative and we'll start with recognition of Indigenous peoples and a reminder of the kinds of issues that I've been raising over these last few programs in the series. Then a lovely meditation piece of music, followed by a film chat with Steve Parker, and then an interview with a retired academic who spent the last 20 years and he's now an international expert in conversation and communication. And then finally a nice piece of music to just wind down with in a kind of positive meditative feel. I hope you enjoy this World Service and I look forward to hearing from you if you've got any suggestions for further services or feedback about this one. Enjoy. Good night. Well, Steve, welcome to another of the wonderful movie reviews. What do you have for us today?
Well, I'm going to tell you about a movie that I saw just last night, so it's nice and fresh in my mind. It's called The Translators, a French movie, mystery thriller, I would say, and it's about the third book in a trilogy that's very, very popular worldwide, and it's the third book is about to be published after being translated into all languages so it can be released across the world all at the same time. And so the publisher, to make sure that the secrets are all kept about the book and so on, the publisher gathers a number of people from different countries with all the different languages, and he locks them in a room, in a space. Actually, it's an old wine cellar, but it's being done up with all of the mod cons so they can have a very, very relaxing. It's like a hotel, really, but no communication with the outside world. So they've got their computers and things if they want to work on them, but there's no internet. So and there's not allowed a phone out or anything like that. They're all locked in this room. They're going to be fed a number of pages of the book, and then once they've translated those pages, they'll get the next lot until the job is completed.
Sounds like the budget coming up, doesn't it?
That's that's very true.
The lockdown.
Yes, but there's probably more leaks there. Yes, well, and in fact, in this particular movie, the first 10 pages actually get released on the internet. And the mystery is who in this group did this, or how was it done, right? How was it done? So that's the basic sort of premise of the story. But in addition to the mystery thriller aspects of it, it has the occasion. When I was watching it, I could see some relevance in terms of critiquing the current publishing culture around big bestsellers, secrecy around them, the money-making aspect of them, and the questions that arise when there's a conflict between making money and making sure that the literature is good, quality versus the money income and profit margins and all that sort of stuff. So there's some interesting commentary embedded in this mystery thriller about that whole book-selling, publishing, and the way that certain authors are idolised, I suppose you might say, and everyone's waiting with bated breath for the next book to come out. It's going to be all done in such a way that no one knows what's happening and all about the money at the heart of it. So it's got some really interesting twists in it. So it's an entertaining movie, I think. So it's the Translators, and it's on in some cinemas at the moment. So if you want to see, you'll have to check your local cinema guide.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very proud to announce the final book of the Daedalus trilogy, The Man Who Did Not Want to Die.
C'est un best-seller mondial.
Translation will begin in December.
T'es prêt à enfermer tes traducteurs dans un bunker, à les traiter comme du bétail?
Vous avez fait bon voyage? Vous ne pourrez garder aucune trace de votre passage ici.
La confiance règne.
Ce travail commun de traduction pour une sortie mondiale simultanée est une première. Vous pouvez vous estimer chanceux. Après vous. Nous avons pris toutes les précautions du monde. Isoler les traducteurs, confisquer les portables, couper Internet.
Это не просто триллер. Это фундаментальный текст.
Les 10 premières pages de Daedalus tome 3 ne t'appartiennent plus si tu ne verses pas la somme d'ici 24 heures. 100 pages supplémentaires apparaîtront demain sur la toiale.
I mean, look at us.
We're in prison down here.
Trovo il bastardo che ci sta fregando. Io lo ammazzo.
Τουλάχιστον ο hacker μας απάλλαξε από αυτό.
下一步是什么？逃刀吗？
Moi, je le sais qui c'est toi. Je vais le prouver.
Je n'arrête pas de le relire. Je dois comprendre comment tu as fait.
I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
Really?
I really enjoyed it.
All right. So, Steve, is it a film then about control?
Well, certainly in the movie, the publisher is very much into controlling these translators. One interesting thing about translators is that they do an enormous amount of work, but they're really, really prominently acknowledged.
Yes.
And to be a good translator requires a lot of experience in the language, but also you can't just do a rigid word-for-word translation.
No.
There's got to be a bit of understanding of the spirit of the book and the author's intentions and the bigger picture. And of course, one of the things that pops up in the movie is if they've been fed 10 pages at a time to translate, but they haven't read the whole book.
Context.
How is that going to affect the quality of the translation?
Yes.
So there are different moments in the film where some of these issues crop up and there's arguments between the translators and the publisher and so on. I know, I've heard that often publishers will change the title of a book away from the desire of the author. You've published books.
Yes.
Do you have control over the title of your book?
I do, because I self-publish.
Self-published, well, there you go. And this is why you're not making much money from it.
Exactly.
There's some surprising twists in it, and there's a really good twist at the end as well. So it's good entertainment from my point of view.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Steve. That's another really interesting film to look at and think about.
I think so. Thank you.
You're welcome.
See you next time.
Yes. I'd like to introduce you to Al Stewart, who was the person who started the nutrition course at Flinders University many years ago. And he took early retirement and has ever since been on the road trying to find more and more about how we can improve our communication and conversation together. He was a Fulbright scholar from Flinders University to Stanford University in the United States and has travelled the world pretty well and met some of the major players in this movement to improve communication between people. I hope you enjoy what he has to share with us.
Yes, well, I took an early retirement at Flinders and a book landed on my desk in 1994, Open Space Technology, a User's Guide. I had no idea where it came from, but I picked it up and I became a facilitator of something called Open Space Technology, which is a way of bringing people together within an organization or across to address complex issues where everybody contributes what they feel is a component of the how to address the issue. And then I also became a facilitator of the World Cafe, which is where people sit at small tables and discuss an issue. 3 people then leave, they record the conversation, 3 people leave, 3 new ones arrive, and what is gathered from the circulation of ideas is a consensus of what is the main ideas with respect to addressing a complex issue. In 2005, my wife and I went to Hong Kong, which we loved. We had an amazing life for 6 years in Hong Kong. But on one particular occasion, a social gathering, instead of talking in groups of 4, I suggested, why don't we talk to somebody in pairs that you've never met before? And that was the birth of what I've come to call Conversare, which comes from the Latin to turn or to dance together. And people loved it. They came back time and again. When Carmen and I returned to Adelaide, we set that going in the Whitmore pub, where the manager got it, and then after that in the Adelaide Central Market at night. The essence of the process is the social gathering. Anybody's welcome. You walk through the door, it's in a public place, anybody's welcome. There's lovely food on, choose your food, and then find somebody you've not met before to engage in a meaningful conversation. What's attracted you to be here? Who are you? What gives you joy in life? And what gives you grief in life? And in the modern era now with the pandemic, how has your life been affected by the lockup in different parts? People like that enormously.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to pursue, Jeff, in a variety of ways, one of which is to produce what I've called the conversing community, where again people come together. It doesn't matter what your background, your age, your ethnicity, your background, nothing, so long as you come with the sense, I'm here to connect with another human being, purely, ultimately, to explore our common humanity. And to recognize that every human being's got a different way of seeing that, and to recognize we all try to make sense of this human life, and to, in the case of Conversare, to share that in a totally respectful manner, totally non-judgmental, purely for the experience of a conversation about how we see life with another human being.
And it's just such a simple and profound idea, because every human being has so much to offer, but often never have the opportunity to do that.
Very seldom.
And this just is so encouraging, to sit down with another person and be listened to and respected, and you learn from each other and so on. It is how we're meant to live.
It's astonishing what you can learn, a totally different perspective that you'd never entered your mind. And what you can take away, I learned a lot from this conversation. But often, of course, you'll never see the person again.
Yes.
If you do, or if you meet anybody who happen to be in the same group, you've got an instant connection straight away.
Well, thank you very much, Al, and for contributing. And I'm looking forward, and I hope you're looking forward to what develops from this passion of ours in our little communities. Thanks again.
If I can just say, Jeff, watch this space.
Good-o.
Listen to me, sister. I keep it oh so oh. Yes, I keep it nice and quiet so I can hear you scream. Those words of wonder, these are the words, babe, I gotta hear. Oh yeah, those words you, baby, till I arrive. I'm out there, a quarter alive, a little Could you hear me, tell me, baby? I babble on and on. Take no notice of me, baby. It's just another song. Cause I keep it nice and quiet so I can hear you scream. Those words are a wonder. They are the words, you know, babe, I wanna hear. The one that you do, the words. Yeah, they're the ones I wanna hear.
begging you to stand up for your rights. Oh, yo, I say get up, stand up. I beg you, yeah, stand up for your rights. Come on, say get up, stand up. No, no, don't give up the fight. I beg you, yeah, get up, stand up. Come on, stand up for your rights. Yeah, 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 get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
We're sick and tired of your ism, schism, games, dying and go to heaven in a Jesus name, Lord.
We know where we understand. My God is the living man.
You can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Say, now you see the light.
What you gonna do?
Stand up for your rights. Oh yeah.
Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. You got to get up.